All right, guys. Now for the second edition of Roast the Teams and the weekly reactions. First game we have here is Tampa Bay and the Atlanta Falcons. I said going into this week, oh yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a close game. Both of these teams have something to play for. Tampa Bay winning means that the best records in this division are these two at 6-7. Goodness gracious, which team is going to prove that they can actually go out and win the division in the final 4 weeks? Your guess is as good as mine. Honestly would like to say the Falcons, but I feel like the Buccaneers with this win. Oh yeah, we're going to go and we're going to win this division, guys. Got some serious talent on this team. Not unlike this team. This team's got serious talent too, but what can I say? You really shouldn't be throwing a pick six right off the rip, or you probably would have won this game. Rams, Ravens, the double R, guys. This game was not for the faint of heart. It was definitely a rated R game, if you know what I mean. R, from all the way from Los Angeles to the other side of the nation. We got the Rams showing up surprisingly to me. I didn't think that they would, fare so well against the Ravens. Goes into overtime, and then, oh, lo and behold, we cannot tackle on the Rams. Even the guy that should have been able to trip up their returner, boy, did he have the best drunken stumble for a game winner that I've ever seen. Congrats, Ravens. These are the kind of games that are like, oh man, this is reassuring. And the fact that you have the number one seed now, I'm not surprised based on your talent level, your pedigree, how good of a team you are. And that isn't even slander or satire. That's the goddamn truth. Lions, Bears. What in the fliggity fuck was this? What in the world happened in this game, Detroit? Yeah, we're still winning in the division, but we are now the third seed, only superior to, or wait, no, the fourth seed, only superior to the Dane NFC South, which isn't saying much. And oh, lo and behold, the Bears. Oh, we have, some good players. Justin Fields, should we draft his replacement? Should we trade this kid? Watch him get traded, guys. He's going to light it up next year, whatever team he's on. Goodness, it could be, really interesting to see what the Bears do. I honestly feel like they're going to trade out of the pick. But honestly, who knows with them being 5-8 now, or maybe they're thinking, oh yeah, there's teams that are 6-7. We could still make the playoffs, guys. What a ludicrous statement at 5-8, right? With only 4 weeks left. Nah, who knows with the NFC? And by the way, the Lions, what defense? Yeah, we drafted cornerstone Aiden Hutchinson, but who else shows up to play? Can't defend anybody. Literally, what people have been saying is worried them about the Lions is their defense. Not a winning formula for postseason football if you can't even beat a 4-8 team coming into this. That's a division rival. Props to you, Bears. Props to you. Colts Bengals, my guys. Browning, the great prodigy that is going to lead us out of the darkness, replace Burrow. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. No way is he replacing Burrow. But oh man, look at these juicy stats of his. 18-24, not as insane. Not as insane as his debut the week before, but still does enough to get the job done. And goodness, the Indianapolis Colts, in a division where they could have potentially came out and came tied with Jacksonville, especially since Jacksonville lost this week in a nail biter. But hey, we'll lose to the Bengals and we'll potentially give our spot up to them later in the year, depending on what happens. Who the hell knows? Jacksonville and Cleveland. I said it all along. I thought Cleveland had the necessary personnel to terrorize Trevor Lawrence and bring the law to him. Isn't his nickname Tila, you say? And it's like, oh, he lives by the law of anybody. He's injured. He's not going to play as well. It honestly surprises me that they did this well in this game against what is a good defense. What kind of Jacksonville team are we going to get on any given Sunday? Who the hell knows? The same could be said about Cleveland. Man, dude, are they taking their opportunities to try and claw their way into the playoffs? This is a team I believe can actually do it. Joe Flacco looking very, very poised and like a veteran QB who's not going to risk the ball, but ain't afraid to sling it downfield. Carolina and New Orleans. Shocker. But hey, we're the top ranked. We're one of the top ranked defenses, and we still gave up some points to these guys. Reasons to be concerned? Probably none. We just have to win this crappy division of football record-wise. Oh, hey, we've got an easy one with the Jets, right? Oh, no, we have Stroud potentially getting hurt, not playing as well. Oh, it's raining in New York. I guess it doesn't really rain much in Houston, eh? If that's their kryptonite. Better hope they don't go play any of these teams in the snow in the postseason should they actually make it. But this was a pretty bad loss. Zach Wilson. Oh, no, I don't want to start, guys. I don't want to play for this team. It's absolutely miserable. And then you got Salah hugging him like, oh, my God, you are the chosen one. I'll gladly have you as my QB after Rodgers retires. Lord Almighty, we can't make the playoffs. But we might as well screw up the teams that can. Oh, ho, ho. We have the best ever predicament of teams here. The only team, the Vikings, one of the 6-6 teams going into the week in the NFC. Oh, yeah, guys, we're going to impress all of you, showing that our defense is crazy. We're going to limit Devontae as if he's a no-name wide receiver with his 57 yards. Oh boy, Devontae. Absolutely peeved at these guys, what's going on his team. Who the hell knows what's wrong with the Raiders? I mean, yeah, they thought they got rid of the problem with McDaniels. Could have potentially made some sort of a playoff run. Especially now that they're talking Broncos making the playoffs. Oh yeah, the Broncos making the playoffs, really? Oh man, this season is all over the place, including scores. A team doesn't score until, within 2 minutes. What a crazy ordeal. And boy, the Raiders, chance to win it, but what a abysmal scoring game. Oh man, we got Seattle visiting San Fran. No Geno Smith, Drew Lock, boys. The ex-Bronco who had some athleticism but looked like when he tried to escape, oh boy, has that diminished. Well, oh boy, San Fran, dude. They kept it close for a little while in this game with the Seattle, up. What was it, 13-10 or something like that? And then they only give up 3 the rest of the game or whatever it is. Or I guess maybe not 13-10. I'm looking at this run. Boy, I don't even know what I'm talking about. But hey, San Fran, strongest team in the NFL. Looked like they were playing with their food in this game. Buffalo Bills and Kansas City. I cannot say enough how much has brought to light how pissed Mahomes has get. This seems like it's been a long time coming this year with the drop catches, the inconsistency from every single wide receiver, and then even Kelsey not looking like himself sometimes and dropping passes. And with no run game to speak of, boy, it really does come down to Mahomes. No Pacheco this game. Edwards-Helaire and McKinnon, both those types of guys who don't really run it out of the backfield. Don't get me wrong, I'm still a fan of McKinnon, and he's a very good, smart back to have on your team as a sort of, security blanket X factor who can still make big plays. But oh boy, Buffalo taking a very, very early lead. But no lead is safe against Patrick Mahomes, as I'm sure these guys know. Barely able to win this game, 7-6, but able to essentially come away with a win off of who the hell knows this controversial call, or was it controversial, or who really knows, right? What's going through the refs' heads. Maybe they're all cross-eyed and we just can't tell. Denver Broncos at Los Angeles. Boy, I thought this game was going to be close, but of course, Herbert gets a season-ending injury. Oh boy. And then we're the Broncos. And it's like we're going up against a defense that usually lets up a ton, but we only score 24. Cortland Sutton still looking good. Russell Wilson still managing to throw a pick somehow and really having not even that great of a game. Not even having that great of a game, and Javonte Williams, doing his thing. But hey, we're the Denver Broncos and we can potentially compete for a division title with the way that Kansas City has been floundering around with 8 wins. It's absolutely asinine. I don't have much to say, but I feel like Denver isn't a team many teams should worry about should they even make the playoffs. A lot of people were talking about like they were the hottest team in the NFL. And then they go and they pull off a bad loss against the Texans last week and then the Texans look terrible this week. What does that say? Oh boy, this, almost week in and week out, it is anybody's game. Eagles, Cowboys. I think we anticipated something with this game. Something that was going to be a close, grueling game. But, I think the announcers made a valid point that I'll take here. The Eagles have been going against some of the tougher teams in the NFL, and they just look like they don't have energy on the defensive side. And they've played how many snaps, they said during the game? Some ludicrous number. You cannot keep doing that and keep performing week in and week out, even if you're getting rest type of thing. It is not easy to compete at the highest level in the NFL. I still think Philadelphia will be the team to beat, but they need to be smart, and they do have an easier stretch in the final 4 games here. So hopefully, they'll be able to not have to play as many starters or be able to get their guys ready for the postseason. Because who wants to go and play at Dallas? I don't want to say it, but the teams that have been going to go play in Dallas, oh boy, it has not looked good for them. But Dallas in away games, screw them. They are still a team that it's like, oh, great talent, great players, but don't execute on the road. They are trying to get to the number 1 seed if that's at all possible, not being ahead of the 49ers, and the 49ers obviously having the tie break over the Cowboys, so it's not possible. But hey, maybe they'll get the number 1 seed. And this will be their year to win, have Dak win MVP and then have, and win every game in the postseason. But who knows in this league? I mean, it seems like it can change week in and week out. Now to Monday night games. Tennessee and Miami. Goodness, where the hell has this team been, Tennessee? If you tell me that Tennessee beats Miami on Monday night by 1 point, I would have told you are crazy and you should put put $100 down on that, and you you probably would have been a friggin', a rich man come today. But oh boy, we're Tennessee. We'll put Derrick Henry in shotgun and have him just run it in. We'll have Will Levis throw for over 300 yards off of 23 passes. We'll have no running game to speak of, so it's almost like we'll dial back the clock for DeAndre Hopkins. Oh yeah, we're the Dolphins. We have Jalen Ramsey. We have apparently what's supposed to be one of the best deep defensive back rooms in the league. We're going to come in and we're going to win, and we're going to potentially go and play for the number 1 spot, and compete with the Ravens at the end of the year. Oh no, we're going to fall behind the Ravens. We're going to lose to the Titans. It's like, Titans, if you showed this kind of pedigree the rest of the year, you're sitting in a playoff spot. But right now, it's in a ridiculous launch shot for you to even get in because of a stacked AFC. But kudos to you, and goodness, Miami, how the hell are you going to explain this? And don't tell me, Tyreek Hill was hurt. He was out for a very minor amount of the time, and you still have a very talented offense. Doesn't anybody know that you got a guy called Jalen Waddle who is also just a blazer? Not the same kind of speed, but it's like, shouldn't you have enough talent to overcome him being out part of the game, and it wasn't even the whole game? But goodness gracious me. Thank you, Tennessee. You gave us a reason to doubt the Dolphins. Oh my God, I couldn't stop crying last night. This game, no, I wasn't really crying, you guys, but I was like, what the hell is this game? If you watch this game, you know that it was an anomaly of a game. And I don't even say that I don't say that lightly. I don't think I've ever seen a game this weird in my life. Yes, the Packers aren't fully healthy after having, a 3-game win streak when they were 3-6 against teams like the Lions, the Chiefs, and who even knows? Who even knows? Like, what is this game? What is this? It's almost like, at first I thought it was the gusty wind, like even DeVito, had balls getting away with them, that it's like, oh, these balls look like they're just floating or they're filled with helium or something. Like, goodness gracious me. And then not to mention the fact that it's like, oh my God, there were some boneheaded plays. Keyshawn Nixon, you muffed the punt. Don't try to scoop it up and play hero ball at that point. Like, the fact that you landed on it was blessing enough, but no, you have to go and turn the ball over. But then even on the Giants, oh yeah, there's another muff punt where it barely grazes this guy's arm. And then what do I need to say? Joe Barry's goddamn flop of a defense this game. No friggin' pressure on DeVito. Constantly letting him break containment. How many friggin' rushing yards did this guy have? He had more than Saquon, I'm pretty sure. No, he didn't have more than Saquon, but he had literally a 7.1 average. He ran, and oh, hey, there were times they held him to 5 yards, which I would say is impressive beneath his average. But hey, Danny DeVito, man. Tommy DeVito. Sorry, I don't know why I said Danny DeVito. Yes, you probably know what I'm saying, but Tommy DeVito. I'm not going to lie. I don't mind the kid. He brings an energy and a poise. The only reason I'm mad about the way he played is because it was against my beloved Packers. My Packers. And it's like, and then you've got the biggest anomaly of it all. A fumble, an unforced fumble. The 12th man of the Green Bay defense being the ground. Saquon able to get tripped up, reestablish, fall on the ball, let it loose, and then no whistle is blown, and they, Aikman and Buck are like, okay, that's not a good mimic of them. But hey, even they didn't think that, oh, this isn't a fumble. But then, oh, the refs are like, oh, it was a fumble. It is Green Bay's ball. Enough to have them score. Unfortunately, we do another kind of jet sweep. I don't know why in the hell we did so many. Yes, it's a good, effective way for us to kind of put defenses on edge, but obviously the Giants, they don't have a shitty defense. That's a bunch of friggin' nobodies. They've got guys that they don't want to continue to get beat by the same play. Why in the hell did we run so many jet sweeps that cost us on drives when we would have positive gains on first down? The second down curse, guys. If you are second down and you either lose yards or you don't gain any and you haven't done anything on first down, it's going to be a third and long. Second down, one of the most influential downs, in my opinion, in the game. Because it completely determines your personnel and play on third down. And I cannot tell you how bad the Packers' third down percentage was last night, but it was horrific. But congrats to the Giants. Congrats to them. They didn't give up a single sack this game. When I personally thought that, oh, hey, we've got Gary, Van Ness, Smith, Kenny Clark getting after this guy, but no containment. How ridiculous. And it's like, Joe Barry, you literally said last week, oh, it's about the score. It's about how much we've limited to. Well, you've made a Giants offense that has essentially been pretty lifeless this year look like they belong in the playoffs potentially with the way they played. So congrats to that, man. Huge thumbs down to you. I don't know what the hell you were thinking either, playing prevent defense when, hey, we're up by 1 point. We didn't get a 2-point conversion. Maybe you need a reading lesson that 22 and 21, that's a 1-point advantage. The slimmest of margins. And that, you guys, will conclude the satire review of week 13 in the NFL. Oh, wait, week 14. What am I saying? Week 14. Oh my God, I cannot speak.